Hello, guys. Big up on the self. Wagwan, happy Saturday. Welcome, guys, to another sizzling Saturday. It's your girl, First Lady Davidson, and we are live. Hello. Big up on the self. You guys know as you come in, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Give me a thumbs up. Thumb up the live, guys. Double tap on that screen. Yes. Welcome to Sizzling Saturday. And you guys know with Sizzling Saturday, we're always coming with something to drink, right? To quench our thirst. Yes. Today I'm staying really hydrated because this weather. OMG, we complain about the winter and the coldness and all of that, but the weather is getting really nice outside. In fact, it is hot, right? It has been hot for the past few days. I mean, sweltering hot, and it's not even July, guys. So the summer is up on us. So I'm going to be, well, I hope you guys are staying hydrated because I am. So I'm drinking water today, guys. Cheers. El agua. Some good old water, guys. And we have to be in the AC or central air and all of that. So, oh my gosh, it is so hot outside, guys. But, we're complaining about the coolness. So now we're getting some heat. We shouldn't complain. But yeah, so the AC and all of that got me coughing and everything. But I hope you guys are staying hydrated and cool. Let me take a look at who is here. Remember to give me a thumbs up, guys. Double tap on the screen. Big up yourself, Merlin Miller. Hi, my sister. Hope I'm going to be seeing you soon. She says, hello, my princess. Hi. Hi, Corinne Peart. Big up yourself. The Long Island Wong. Hi, Long Island Wong. You said, Auntie, can I get a shout out? How old are you? Why are you calling me auntie? I'm not an auntie. Please just call me sis or first lady or miss something. But I'm not an auntie. So when you don't call me auntie, please and thank you. No. When we call people auntie, we think of older folks. Do I look like... I know you're probably doing it as a sign of respect, but no, I'm not an auntie. Call me Miss or First Lady. Okay? All right. Anyway, then Naja, thank you. So for all the new faces who are just joining the live for the first time, your girl First Lady Davidson, please give the live a thumbs up. Double tap on that screen, okay? And subscribe to the channel. Liony says hi. I don't know. I see some acronyms there. Please, I know you guys have seen the community standards before you come in to my live, to this chat. Please adhere to it. So please respect the chat, respect the live, be respectful, or else you will be ejected out of here. All right. So no funny talks in the chat. It's not tolerated here. Okay. Just putting that out. Merlin says, I cannot be in the AC. It stuffs me up. I mean, during the summertime, I'm just always living in the AC. I get so hot. I can't take the heat. I definitely can't take the cold. Somebody know, what am I? I don't like the cold when it's too cold, but when it's hot, I don't like it either. I can't be out there in the sun too long. But again, I'm not complaining, right? I'm like a little heat to my body, because I just cannot do the cold weather. Tulani, hey baby girl, you're beautiful. I'm from South Africa. Hi, welcome Tulani. What's your best non-American accent? Well, I'm sure you're kind of hearing it now. My Jamaican accent, yes. So big up my country of birth, Jamaica, West Indies. You all should go visit there for all the newcomers. All right. Again, subscribe. Hit that subscription, the notification bell. Make sure it's on to all so you can get notified when your girl First Lady Davidson comes live or when she posts new content. All right. Carrie Chapman, big up yourself. Said Muhammad, big up yourself again. Gary Nicholson. Why Gary? Why that question? My face look nice and pretty. I hope that's the reason why you're asking that question. Anyway, RD, my Ivan, big up yourself. You love the cold, Merlene? Yeah, a lot of people love the cold, so but I can't take it. Oh my God. There's a lot of weirdos on the live right now, but hey. Ivan, my mic has static. You guys can't hear me properly. Let me know, guys. Can you guys hear me? Again, please double tap the screen. Guys, come on, you guys can do better. Give me a thumbs up. I see you guys here, but please remember, click the like button, guys. The like up. Give me double tap on that screen. P Tyke, Zodwayne, hello. Leslie Zend Jr., hello, beautiful. You're from Dallas, Texas. All right, you work with a lot of Jamaicans at the DFW airport. Okay, welcome to the chat, Leslie. All right, so let me see. Okay. I can hear. I tap the like button. Okay, you could hear Merlin. Okay, good. So there's no static. Do you have a fan running nearby? No. Ivan, why? Maybe you need to come out the live, Ivan, and come back in since you say you're hearing static or something. So leave the live and then come back in, okay, and see if it sounds better for you, or maybe you need to, I don't know, restart your phone or something. All right. Yeah, so yeah, try to leave it and come back in. Is everyone else hear me clearly? Let me know, because Ivan seems to be having a problem. He says there's static. So let me know, guys, so I can readjust. Son, he says from Florida. He's hi, gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, so again, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Tadel Negash, big up yourself. RD Chahan, alrighty. Zodwayne, Lana Albank. Okay, all right, guys, so big up on yourself. Thank you guys again for joining the live. Okay, Marlene, no problem. Thank you for joining the live. Call the people them over. Please share the live, guys, so that you guys can come on in. Come on in. Again, it's your girl, First Lady Davidson. All right. Matthias, where are you? I'm here in New York. Where are you, Matthias? Where are you guys from? So for all of those, all of you who are on the live right now, can you put in the chat where you guys are joining in from? Where are you from? Let me know in the chat. So Matthias says I'm in Germany. Okay, hi Matthias. What time is it over there? Right now it's 6:50 p.m. So we're on the Eastern time here in the United States. I'm on the East Coast, the eastern part, right off the country, in New York. So the East Coast, so it's now 6:50 p.m. where I'm at. Mass Effect said he's from Scotland. Okay. Care Chapman is from the UK. So Care, it's nighttime for you. It's bedtime. Are you in bed now already, Care? Corinne Peart. Hi, Corinne. Big up yourself again, sis. You said you're here in static as well, Corinne. Oh gosh, I wonder what's going on. Shahab Houti. Hi, thanks for joining the live. Okay, Matthias says he's sitting on his balcony and it's a nice warm night. Yes, it's warm here as well. Let's see. So again, double tap on the screen, like up the live. Oh, you're here. You know what? Let me turn this up and see. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna try to play back myself. Let me play myself to see if I'm hearing the static that you guys are referring to. Because I don't know. It's a chilly summer night in Scotland tonight. Okay, Mass Effect. What are you saying, Adenali? Ads, ADS, ads. Are you saying advertisement? It's a chilly summer night in Scotland tonight. Okay, Mass Effect. I mean, I don't really sound that staticky. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So again, double tap the screen. Double tap the screen, guys. Adenali says, thank you so much. Where are you from, Adenali? Where are you from? Merlin. I don't see any of my Planker family. These are all strange names that I'm seeing. I hope you guys are subscribing to the channel. I don't see my regular folks. A lot of new faces here, and I'm sure some of you, are not really writing in the chat. I see a lot of new faces. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Double tap on that screen. Welcome to the channel to all you new subscribers. To all my silent watchers who are always there. But, you guys, some of you do not like to be out there. So you remain incognito and you still watch the live. Thank you guys for joining us. And again, for all these new faces, right? Thank you guys for coming on. So you guys see my topic here that I'm going to be discussing. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, share it. Call your friends. Tell them to come on over to your girl, First Lady Davidson. Today is my Sizzling Saturday session where we come with a drink, right? Whatever you want to drink, but come with something to drink, right? As we sit here and have some deep discussion, right, on things that is happening in our community, right? That's affecting us, real life issues here. We discuss in details. Love you always. Hi, big up yourself. Hi, how are you, my sister? Big up, big up. I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, my planker sister, Cecile Johnson. So, guys, yes, one of my moderators is here, Cecile Johnson, my planker sister. So, please, as I stated earlier, be mindful of what you post in the chat, what you do in the chat. We are respectful over here. Please respect each other. Please respect each other's comments. Respect the host, of course, me, and each other in the chat. If you are not respectful, then your comment may be removed. You may be put in timeout or just full on blocked from this channel, and I'm sure you don't want to miss out. All right, so be on your best behavior, and we also want 100% participation. So you guys are doing that already. You guys are typing in the chat and everything. So that's good. We're off to a good start. Okay. Call over your friends. Call over the kids. You guys can come on over to, let's have a good chat, right? Because you see my title. We're talking about schools. We're talking about children. We're talking about discipline in schools and solutions, right? This is a topic here that is very important, right? We have been kids. Some of you guys are kids because me still not call my auntie, so you guys must are kids to be calling me auntie. Okay, so children, if you have your school age children, you could have them gather here. the adults, the parents, right? School admins, school buildings, all of Uno, you guys can also be on the chat, right? All of you. Um, Let me go in. Janice Sharon Shaw, hi Planker sister, how are you? Big up yourself. Thank you for joining the live. Let me go back. Have a nice beer and enjoy. Okay, Matthias, you're having a beer. All right. Enjoy your beer. I'm drinking water. Colleen Curtin says good evening from Barbados. Big up yourself. Colleen. Adenali says he's from Turkey. It's better now, the song, Corinne. Okay, good. That's awesome. Where am I from, Juice? Juice, I am originally from Jamaica, West Indies, but I live in the United States of America right now. Juice asks if I'm single. Michael Phillips say, hi there, good day or night. How are you? I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean. Big up Trinidad TNT. Big up, we are all, family. We're from the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, yes. Barbados, big up on yourself, okay? Noah, hello. Jason, what subject, please? I just arrived. Okay, so we haven't started discussing, so you are early, Jason. And again, please double tap on the screen, like up the live. I see a lot of new faces today. Give me a thumbs up, guys. All right, and please subscribe to the channel. Nation of Henry, big up yourself. Sister says happy Saturday, First Lady Davidson, and everyone. Lucy. Hi, Lucy. You're early today, so you haven't missed anything as yet. Big up yourself, my planker sis. Hi, Jacqueline Ellis. Big up yourself, sis. Says good evening, First Lady Davidson. Good evening, everyone. Big up to all my sisters and the brothers. Them to call everybody over. All right, Nicholas. We're not high. How are you? I'm doing fine, Nicholas. Thank you for asking. You're beautiful like a princess. Thank you. Let's see. Thomas Geethers, big up yourself. Jackie Williams, hi. Thank you for joining. Hi, my baby girl, Honeybee 22. Hi, Honeybee. Big up yourself, my planker sister, my sister. Big up, big up, big up. Let me add you. I was supposed to do it from a long time. Honeybee is a moderator. Brandon, hello, my beautiful sister. Hi, Brandon. Love that. Yes, Lucy. Yes, you are early. Let's see. Arman. Hello. Zaki says hi. So it's a lot of greetings from across the world. It reminds me at Christmas time, right? To all my Jamaican people, you guys know. When them do the greetings across the world, and all our foreign, when when we're in Jamaica, all our foreign uncles and aunties and everybody that are foreign, them come on and them, so them look greetings. Okay, season greetings. All righty. So let me see if you want to give me the thumbs up. All right. Yes, good. Okay. So yes, guys, happy Saturday. So, we're gonna do some recap. I don't know. Did I see you guys last week Saturday? I don't really remember. I don't know. But today is a new day, and your girl is here. So guess what, guys? School is out. Yes, here in New York, school is out for the summer. Says Kaka, the kids are free. I don't know, parents are probably freaking out because that school is a safe haven, not only for some of the students, unfortunately, because there are circumstances that happen in the home. So some of the times, the children are happy to be in school, but in general, parents, they are happy when the children are in school for the most part, because guess what? They get a break. When the kids are at home, they are eating down the place. Yes. And I'm talking about, I'm talking about here in New York. I don't know if it's the same where you guys are, but these parents, they are happy when the children are in schools. Of course, most parents, they go to work. So, Who is going to babysit their children? I use the word babysit because sometimes they just use the school as babysitters, right? I mean, it's an institution and it has its legal rights where the children have to be in school or else CPS gonna come knocking on your door. No, looking for your children, truancy and all of that. So the children legally has to be in school. But parents are happy. Go on, go to school so they can get a break, whether they work or not. They don't want you in their faces 24 hours. And of course, you're going to go out and get your education. But now that school is out, some of the parents, them not happy at all. Because now, they're going to see the type of behavioral issues that some of the kids them go on with during the school year. All right, the kids them are gonna eat down the place, right? Because them go on breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, this, that, all of that in between. And now you as a parent will have to dish out. Meanwhile, if they went to school, they will be eating breakfast at school. I mean, some of the parents send the students with their own lunch from home, but they are awarded free lunch and breakfast here in New York State, right? So, it saved the parents' pocket because right now food is very, very expensive. God, can we talk about the cost of living, guys, wherever you are, whichever state, whichever country? Oh my gosh. So, yes, parents are freaking out. The teachers are happy, kind of happy in a sense that they get to rest, even though some teachers, they do summer school, right? But for the most part, that's voluntarily, right? Some schools are open all year round. Those are the exceptions. But for the most part, when schools are open in summer school, you have an option to whether you want to teach summer school or not, or you take a little break, relax, rewind, and just, make time for yourself. All right. Oh, Missy Wolipa people out. I get to delete and stuff. It's what am I doing at the chat only be them not behave themselves. Oh my. Janice says so true. Hey girl, is it pink CC30? Is what pink CC31? What kind of question that you ask? I don't know. Double tap on the screen, please. All right. One next person I call me. I love grilled cheese. How old are you? I love grilled cheese. The person says, Auntie, can you give me private Bible lesson, please? Lord God, yep. Oh, dear. On the B side, I have no kids, but I can just imagine, right? Cecile says, I pay my sister fare to come and watch my daughter. Yes, because most parents, they do work. And even so, you need a break, okay? It is what it is. Felipe says, just wanted to encourage you to keep going on, and God has your back. Oh, thank you. Thank you for those positive words. Thank you so much, Felipe. Honeybee says, please hit the like button as you enter. Listen to my moderators, guys. Give me a thumbs up, all right? Michelle's all metal guitar says, all right, you say, I don't believe in God for the same reason I don't believe in the tooth fairy. Okay, that's your choice, your opinion. Okay. Ahmed Belson, so you're Jamaican? Yes. Full-fledged, 100% Jamaican. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, private Bible lessons. I don't do private Bible lessons. You have to go find a church. Okay, I love grilled cheese. Or just get yourself a Bible and start reading from Genesis. From the beginning. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Start from there. Okay? Or you could find an institution, some church in your neighborhood. I don't know, but I don't do private Bible lessons, okay? So I'm sorry. Oh, God. Just going through the chat. Don't they have summer school? Yes or not. So here in New York, it's an option for most of the scholars, it depending on if the school has a summer school program there. But if the school does have a summer school program, only certain scholars or children are invited. So it's based on different criteria. Not like in Jamaica when we were growing up, right? Our parents are used to pay, right, for you guys to attend summer school. And normally, when I was growing up, I normally look at the bright kids, them will go summer school. It is what it is. These are just facts that I'm stating. It's normally the bright kids, them with them parents and the summer school, and the children, some of the children that really need it, they don't go. But then again, the parents had to, pay extra for summer school. So, you have to think about the parents' pocket, whether they can afford it or not. But here in New York, summer school is free. Free. So that's awesome. So the parents, them get a break because the kids, them, you could still put them out the house, go to summer school. The kids, it's great for them because during the summer when you're not doing academics, when you're not school, there's kind of a loss, right? So when they go to summer school, at least they're still taking in and they're still getting practices on those skills, right? And there's not much of a learning loss if you're still in school, because come September, if you're not doing schoolwork over the summer, a lot of times you forget about some of the skills that you have learned throughout the school year. And a lot of these children here, performing below grade level, them need the help, right? And sometimes the parents just don't have the time to sit with them during the summer to do schoolwork, to make sure they're still taking in, right, that learning. So summer school is great, and it's great because they get to do different activities, they get to socialize. I mean, summer school used to be fun when I was going to school. All right. So yes, let me go back to the chat. Honeybee says, First Lady, do they have anything like vocational Bible school over the summer for kids? And maybe the private schools, but the public schools in here, they take away religion, so we can't really do the religion or even speak about it or even post a specific religion on the children. So no, they're not going to have a vocation Bible school. Yes, like how we had in Jamaica growing up. In our New York City, we're from the city here. In New York City public schools, no, that's a no-no, because say them already take the church and all of that out of the schools. So no, they wouldn't have that. Anything linked to religion, no. But I'm not sure if they have it in those private schools, like the Catholic schools or those type of institution, but definitely not in the public schools. No. All righty. Let me see what else. Oh, hello, beautiful. Hi, fly boy, Davidi. Kara Chapman. Oh, thank you for that super chat, Kara. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see if I am missing any questions. All right. So yes, guys, let's get into our topic. Thank you so much, Kara. Big up yourself. So again, guys, for those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. subscribe, and call your friends over. So let me do a few announcements before we get into the topic. Big up yourself again, Jackie23. This week, what's going on? So we're almost there. July. You guys know all my Planker families. You guys know. I think it's today Miss Princess award ceremony. It seems all right over there in Canada. All right. And you guys know we are what, like 2 weeks away from the Planka boss, Dr. Donna Marie Go. Her event, you guys know, her event is taking place, so we'll be seeing each other soon. The first one is right around the corner. Is it next week? July 5th? Is that next week, guys? Oh my. Oh, 360 is live with this show. Oh, he's out there too. Oh, wow. Double tap on the screen, guys. That's nice. I'm going to catch it later. All right. Marshall Brown. Hi. Big up yourself, sis. Welcome. Teresa Brown. She says, good evening. Big up. As fact, you are so beautiful. Okay. Thank you. This is the IAA award. Yes. So, a lot of things going on. What am I eating? I'm not eating nothing. Yeah, I just bust out into the pot. Well, I'm not eating anything. I'm drinking water though. Let's see. Keyed Wanda, big up yourself. Hey man says, is that your real hair? Yes, it's my real hair. Thank you. Dennis, hey, can you support 2 speakers? I deal with sounds. What you doing, Dennis? You're begging something? I'm always live early. He's at the award. Oh, that's nice. Oh gosh, I'm missing all these lives. What's going on? My. As I say, guys, the air condition having me cough. So excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't understand Rasta. Ahmed. Hi, Ahmed. Yes, so it's the IAA award ceremony going on. You know, Miss Princess Bashore, she always has her annual IAA award events, and we know what Auntie Donna, she's been there several times. I remember the first time when she went there. Oh my gosh, that was such a momentous, epic time, right? So when we see with Auntie, oh my gosh, that was beautiful. So big up to those who are being celebrated. All right. The live is fine a little bit. Do you have a fan nearby? No, say one or the other. Somebody else had said the same thing. Honeybee, I don't know why. Like, what is happening? Is it really bad? I don't have anything on. Oh dear. I don't know. Let me oh dear. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me plug it out. Hold on. Let me try to. I have my thing plugged in. Let's see if that's the problem. Oh gosh. Can you guys hear me better? I hope I didn't turn on the volume or anything. Can you guys hear me better? Lindsay says yes. Good afternoon, Lindsay Charles. Big up yourself, sis. I hope you guys can hear me better. I don't know. I just plugged out the charger that was in it. I'm thinking maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yes, again. So please double tap on the screen. Like up the live, guys. Yeah, so did you guys get your tickets? Everybody ready for the fish fry? Oh my, it's right around the corner. July 12th. Yes, in New York or Planka Boss. Dr. Dawn Marie Go. She's having her fish fry coming up right there in Queens, New York by Chef Lothia's Kitchen. near her second restaurant location. So make sure Sonia gets in the ticket. Make sure Sonia gets in the t-shirt, a white t-shirt, because you know the dress code is your white planka t-shirt, right? And the jeans. So make sure you guys are all ready for that event on July 12th. You know, it's in celebration of her 1 year anniversary here in America. Yes. And next week on the 5th, she also, so before, you know, that previous week, she's going to be hosting, yes, so 2 weeks back to back, July 5th and then July 12th. Our auntie will be here in New York. So make sure it's on the buy the ticket for that too, the Caribbean Jerk Fest. Y'all gonna see all the gospel artists, and you will be able to support the vendors. They're getting the good Jamaican jerk chicken and all of that, all the good food. And our auntie will be the host right there in Mount Vernon. Yeah, that's near the Bronx, right up there, that alley. And auntie will be hosting that. So, and it's going to be happening at the Brush Park. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets for that too. So 2 events with the Planka Boss back to back. I mean, it's sweltering hot outside. So no, just accordingly. And that one for July 5th, right after the 4th of July. So everybody's going to be out and about anyway, celebrating America's independence. Yes. And then the next day, that Saturday with auntie, that's an all-white event. You know, it's casual. You're going to be out there in the park. So yes, pure niceness. So make sure, say, y'all get both your tickets for that. Money Bee said fish fry up and running. Yes, nice to see you too, Lindsay. Big up beautiful Jamaica. Yes, Lindsay. Please press the like button, guys. Thank you, Cecile. Yes, so make sure you guys, you know, are there. So all white event, and then white t-shirt with Planka Boss, white t-shirt and blue jeans for the next event. So y'all be ready to meet and greet and have fun, right? And be festive with the Planka Boss. All right, all the Plankatarians, the Planka Nation, all of us, right? And you guys know, for those who are not in New York, who don't know, say y'all could be there watching live, yeah, right? The festivities, okay? So big up on yourself and get y'all tickets. All right. So we're gonna do a little recap. Oh my God, a BSC's the greetings and all this stuff. Feel like Sir Christmas. I don't know when I get to the topic. So recap. I don't know what's been happening. I'm sure you guys saw that video, that viral video that was initially posted by a parent, right? I think he's a prophet. His name is Shane Brown on Facebook. So he shared a video that has since gone viral of his daughter being beaten, right? There was a fight, basically. His daughter was being beaten by another student, and this happened outside of the school. I don't know if it was in the schoolyard or what. So this video was posted, and the reason why he posted the video, so you could see the girl getting beat up and all the kids are around. And you know, in today's day and age, what do people do when they see a fight? Them take out them phone, right? And they're recording, right? And everyone is watching for the most part. I mean, this is nothing new, right? In schools, we've all been there, whether we've been a participant or a watcher. You're in school, there's a fight, everybody's watching. Whether you are the person who is with the phone, videotaping, or you may be the person, the good Samaritan, the one good Samaritan there that is there to try to break that fight apart. But it's nothing new, right? Seeing a fight in school. After all, there are children, we have conflicts at times. Kids don't get along, them choose physical, right? To fight. instead of maybe talking it out, speaking it out with an adult, reporting it to the schools, teachers, the admin. They take it up on their own hands and they fight. All right, so what do we do in this situation? So the father obviously is upset. It seems, I don't know if he's a pastor or prophet, something. He's someone from the church, a minister. And you know, while I was looking at his page, while I was viewing this video recording, he has a last name Brown, and I saw that he has one mutual friend of mine, and his features resembles the person who I know, that one mutual friend on Facebook, and she was actually a classmate of mine, good friend of mine. So I'm not sure if this mutual friend from my Facebook page is related to this guy. They have the same last name, they have the same features. I know her family has a line of pastors, prophets, and all of that. So I'm not sure. Could be someone related to her. I'm not sure. But yeah. So this man posted it. I don't know. I don't know if he was the first one who posted the fight. But his thing is he wanted. So this happened in Jamaica. I'm just doing a recap for those who are here. There's a noise in the live, Sis Nation. Oh God, it's still. Are you guys hearing clearly? Jenny says, I saw the video of them beating the little girl. Very sad. So you guys had some bad weather the other day. Oh my, it rained, and it rained. And it rained some more, Lindsay. Rain and rain. But guess what? I didn't mind the rain, because I am looking at my lawn, my grass outside. And I'm like I'm always, a lot of people's like, oh my gosh, too much rain. But for me, for people who are into their lawn and all of that, we are happy when we see the rain, because when the sun come out and burn up your lawn and everything, that's not a good feeling, So I was happy for the rain. I know, even though my sprinkler system is on, I mean, a lot of rain, so the grass is nice and plush and green out there. So I am appreciative of the rain, right? My grass look nice and green and everything. So me, I don't mind the rain, guys. I don't. Because come next month, which is right around the corner, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a lot of sun. And I look on my grass. And for those people who are into lawn care and grass lovers and all of that, and into the whole yard stuff, I mean, you feel bad when you see a grass burn up, Just like dog lovers or animal lovers, people don't understand when you have a dog, or they're like family members. They're like your kid. So we are passionate about these things, and people who are not into those things, they're looking at you like, what the hell? Yeah. But yes, it is what it is. Hi, Manuel. You have a beautiful accent. Thank you, Max Ali. Thank you. Baron, hi. Is the noise, are you guys seeing the noise same way? Debre Block, beautiful. Thank you. Again, please remember to double tap on the screen. Like up the live, guys. I'm just going through the chat here. Mustafa, what are you trying to say? I'm not sure. Okay. Yes, but anyway, yes, as I was saying, guys, I was just reading what you guys were writing. So I don't mind the rain, because after a while it will feel like drought, you know. we're gonna be begging for some rain come July and August. So I can take the little rain right now. I mean, the rain stopped doing us. So I think that's it for us. So the 1 week of rain, that's it. Right, honeybee? They are busy today. What is it? YouTube pushing out. The algorithm is going crazy. But please remember to double tap on the screen, guys. Subscribe to the channel. To all you new folks that I see, Berna account says your accent is beautiful. Thank you. um yeah, so if you guys watch the video, guys, and for everyone on the live, I think you, bro Shaka, big up yourself. Hi, bro Shaka, big up, big up, big up, big up yourself. Dornell, big up. Honeybee said, bro Shaka, you reach, right, honeybee. So yes, there's this big fight and there's this crowd of kids just watching the fight, who is not taking out their phone to record, because in this era that we're in now, everybody wants to get that recording to maybe put it out there for it to go viral. Nobody's probably part in the fight, and you as a watcher is thinking like, what the heck is happening here? What is happening? So this guy here put out the video because he's seeking justice for his daughter, who was beat down pretty badly. I mean, the girl kicked her. The first kick she got, she fell on the floor and she was pounced upon, getting blows after blows. And eventually her tunic, her uniform that she had on, part of it was ripped off, and you could see her undergarment. Luckily, she was wearing a short under her dress, her tunic. It is absolutely ridiculous. And there was an outrage on social media, right? Because some people are saying, like, if it was my child being beaten by this other student like this, what them would have done all of this, and what is the school doing? Some people are calling for the Ministry of Education to do something out there in Jamaica. Of course, you're calling out for admin, the principal, like what is happening in the schools. And some people are even calling out for the police to get involved, the Jamaican Constabulary Force, and all of that, and Honorable Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, to take a look at what is happening here. But again, this is nothing new, right? Children are always fighting. This looked like it was done in the school grounds. Looked like it was outside. Not sure if it's outside the schoolyard or outside in the street. But what do we do here as a parent? If you were in this man's shoes, right? And you see a video of your child getting beaten, right? Beaten by another student, and there's a whole crowd of kids just crowding around. Some of them egging it on, some of them just being outside watchers, just looking, some of them recording. I mean, you see one or two students trying to pull the aggressor away, but it was just pandemonium. I mean, Nation has said it was so sad. And B says everyone a record nowadays. Yep. What's my name, Mustafa? I'm First Lady Davidson. And B says it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, crazy. Hi, Angela Louis. Big up yourself, my sister. Big up, big up, big up. So remember, guys, double tap on the screen. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, as a parent, if your child was the one getting beaten up, of course you will be upset. Of course you're gonna be angry. Who are you going to be angry at? Are you going to be angry at the school? Are you going to be angry at this other person's parents? I mean, in Jamaica, you see a child get beat up, some parents will say, oh no, I'm going up there. They're going to try to take matters in their own hand to go after this other child. I mean, what do you do in this instance? Who is to be blamed? Are we blaming the children? Are we blaming the person who is beating up the other child who is beating up the child? What is it? I mean, for what it's worth, we're just seeing what has been recorded, right? We don't know how it started. We don't know who hit each other, who instigated the fight. We don't know. So what we're basing our opinions on is the little few minutes or seconds that we see there that was caught on record, right? You can't blame the school for kids fighting. So Kara Chapman said you can't blame the school for kids fighting. Mustafa, I'm 16 years old. Okay, so I need y'all opinions too. So we have adults in here. We have children, school-age children in here. We have everybody, all ages, right? Grown folks, parents. We may have some educators in here. I mean, school admin. Everybody's in here. Professionals. I mean, a lot of people choose to remain silent watchers, but I know professionals are on here normally, or they'll watch back the live. So we want to get all y'all opinions. I mean, what do we do about these types of issues that's been plaguing our schools? I mean, we have to come up with some solutions, right? I mean, fights do happen. It's nothing new, right? And this fight just looked like one of the regular fights. Them was one kid that fights the other, and there's a bunch of kids. I mean, this hasn't been the worst fight that I've seen. But as a parent, seeing your child being beaten up like this, it's not a good feeling. And you're gonna be upset, right? Who do we blame here? Do we blame parents? Do we tell them that you need to teach your kids some manners and teach them how to behave? Do we blame the schools for not doing too much in terms of discipline? Right? Who is to be blamed? Do we blame the whole Ministry of Education for not putting in things in place to decrease these types of events from happening? Them pick me at too unruly, Honeybee says. But upon 211 ammo. Yes, I hear that the award ceremony is happening, the IAAA award, Angela. So big up, thank you for being on my live as well. So yes, guys, we don't have to leave this live and y'all could do double lives. Watch the lives, support, support, support. Honeybee says, I love kids, but in today's society, I'm glad I have none. It's too crazy now. Lucy said, this is so sad. What happens to peace and conflict resolutions? Yes, Angela, double tap the screen. I don't know what this person, I'm gonna just, you're gonna have to be put in timeout. I can't. Ramesh, big up yourself. Yeah. Yeah, so what do we do, guys? Do the children need more discipline? Are the schools, should they be more stricter? What needs to be done to decrease these fights, right, in schools? What needs to be done? That is the question, guys. That is the question to be asked. So Honeybee says it starts in the home. I agree with that. So it starts in the home. So I'm not going to really put any blame on the children here at all, right? So we're going to just delve deeply into, we have to take it step by step, right? So Honeybee, so we're going to start from there, since you said it starts from home. Yes. As parents, we are the first human beings that our children see. So from there, you have to instill good morals, good character, good behavior, and all of that in our children, right? And as they start and they grow into school age and they start attending school, well, some of that responsibility is now placed on the schools, right? So parents first, you have to teach your children good morals, character, and all of that. Then when they enter school, then the school has to play a part as well. And you as a parent may grow your children good and decent, and them just turn out to be some boga yaga. And it's just the fact. So you just have to really pray and continue to instill good values in your children and just pray that it sticks. So I'm not going to blame the parents here wholeheartedly. No. So now that the children have, grown from toddler and they are now into school, what is the school's responsibility? Now, let me tell you guys. So I'm going to talk about, maybe I'm going to talk about Jamaican schools because yes, I'm Jamaican. I've experienced being in school in Jamaica. And I'm going to talk about New York schools. New York City here, we have the largest, right, school system in America. All right, one of the best. So I can talk about New York City public school system as well. So we're gonna dive deeply. No, let's get into it, guys. Number one, for an institution, you have to set when children are going to enter. So I guess this is for the Ministry of Education, to the Department of Education, whomever, right? The bigger heads them. If I'm going to have my school, my building, I'm an admin, a school admin. If I'm going to do that, there has to be some set rules, regulation, policies for who enters the school. So whether it's a public school system where any children from that district or whatever enters the school, or there's not an option, you are going to go to that school because of where you live, there has to be rules and regulations from day one. So I don't know how it is set up now in Jamaica, but based on behaviors, both parents and children will have to sign a contract. You come into my school building, I'm the building administrator, the principal, whatever. You and your parents, and this is starting from young. So you're going to teach them from young, from in first grade and all of that, going straight up. You will have to sign a contract. And this contract is going to entail all that is expected in my school. Whether you're wearing uniform, the expectations for that, definitely the behaviors, expectations. So you will have to sign a contract, and if you do not adhere to this contract, guess what? You will be removed, and it is what it is. All right. So I don't know if they have this in Jamaica. If they don't, then they need to start from there. Okay. And again, this goes to all the schools, especially the public schools, okay? And I know a lot of the private schools do this, especially here in New York City, all right? And I'm talking about doing this in the most gutterous of school, the most hoodish of neighborhoods, right? In the hood, the ghetto, whatever, the inner city, whatever you want to call it. All right. So these kids who are exposed to more crime and violence than the average kids who are maybe in broken homes. Yes, when they enter school, they know it's a totally different ballpark because rules and regulations are set from the get-go. So both you, not just the parents, because the child has to understand and realize expectations of your behavior. So now, when you're not following what's in that contract, guess what? We can bring you up as a student and speak to you like, okay, you did sign this contract, these expectations based on your behavior, your conduct, your academics. You are not adhering to it. So what's up? Remember, you signed this. If you do not sign it, then you can't enter the school. You cannot attend the school. So that's the first thing they need to do. Ministry of Education, Y'all need to do this in all the schools. So that's number one. You break anything that's listed in the contract, then we're going to have a meeting with your parents, with you, and we're going to have to come up with some type of rectify, like what is happening here, and make sure all the stipulations for behavior, for the expected behavior, are laid out. So no one is confused, right? No one is confused on what is expected of them. All right, so that's one way. Another way, so we're coming up with solutions here, because people can always talk like, oh God, me wouldn't do this to the kid. And now they're children. People fight, right? Kids fight. How do we decrease this? We as adults, policymakers, we have to come up with solutions, right? That makes sense, right? So all of that cussing and going on, if there's nothing there, right, it's just going to continue. So we're coming up with solutions to decrease these behaviors, guys. Hold on there. Let me see. Let me go back to the chat. Sorry, guys. I see the comments going up. Oh, there's a super chat, bro Shaka. I have a question for ask. Big up yourself, bro Shaka. What's your question? Thank you for that super chat, bro Shaka. Always. Thank you, bro Shaka. What's your question? What's your question, bro Shaka? Let me go back and see all the comments then. Sometimes it's peer pressure. Yes, nation. Yep, definitely peer pressure, right? Your parents can send decent you. You come from decent homes, and you go to school because A, you want to fit in. B, you probably don't want to be bullied. C, you don't want to be ostracized or feel like you're an outsider. So to fit in, you take up badness. Of course, some of the parents are to be blamed, to Angela. So we're going to talk into that. So we're going to talk about different points, right? Because when First Lady Davidson, when we're dealing with a topic, we break down all different angles, right? Pin me, please. Why you want to be pinned, Remy? You should. Have you ever experienced big fights in the class, Lord? Kids them fight all the time. When I was in school, honeybee, yeah, I mean, in Jamaica, I went to my elementary school. Well, we say elementary here, but in Jamaica, we say primary school or prep school. I went to halfway through primary. I mean, we used to fight, not that much, but I got into a few fights. Not when I was in high school, though. I went to Queens High School, an all-girls high school. Discipline was very paramount and important. And, when you get older, we weren't fighting in high school. And there sure was measures put into place for any of them Queens girls. Number one, it feels like you would have the Scarlet A on you. Anybody read the Scarlet Letter? So I read the Scarlet Letter twice. In high school in Jamaica and when I went to college. That was one of the books I read. So I read that book twice. Number one, when you fought in high school in Jamaica, well, my high school, Queens High School, if you ever dare fight, they might put you in a one different uniform, black and white. White shirt and black skirt. So right there and then, you feel some type of way, you are ashamed, you are embarrassed, right? Because when anybody see you in that black and white uniform, them know say you fought, all right? And that's not a good look right there. So for that student, right, you're ostracized. And then we had a little thing where we did our the devotion. It was called the holy ground. All right, so it's like a grass area and no one could walk on that holy ground. And you know where they put them kids there? We fight right there in the middle of the holy ground, so everybody that walk was and see you. This shame and embarrassment. as children, we didn't want to end up in that place. I think that was a good deterrent. I mean, some people nowadays may say that it was a bit too much, but I don't think so. They never beat you or nothing, right? But you have to receive some type of a consequence, right, for your behavior. So yeah, black and white uniform for you. In a Queens. Shame and disgrace, yeah. All right, so Bro Shaka says, how is it that a swimming instructor who have 10 kids under her care let the only black kid drown under her supervision? Oh my gosh, where did that happen? That's horrible, horrific. That's very, very sad. Let the only black kid drown. Wow. That's another conversation right there. I would have to get some details on that. Wow, that's terrible. The swim instructor is white. Only B said, oh no, quiz girls never fight. It would be frowned upon. Oh yeah, we never fighting. I mean, there were 1 and 2 fights. But not too much because you just didn't want to be ostracized in that black and white uniform, which is far away from our gray tunic, white shirt, and red tie, right? That you did read the Scarlet Letter too. Yes, Rorschach twice. That's like one of my favorite literature book. We did have morning devotions too at Kingsway High School. Yes, we said the devotion. Oh my gosh. With the father and the sister and everybody. Oh gosh. General Assembly, we have to set up in the hot sun. That's what we gather around by the holy ground. That's what we call it. It's a big grassy area, you know. They keep special events there, like when we have graduation, General Assembly, and all of that. But no one was allowed to walk on that holy ground. But when you get your punishment, that's where they put you, right there for the whole school to see you. So that was a form of a punishment, right? Why did the other kids not save the colored girl? Yes, I would have to get more details into that, Bro Shaka, into that story. Where did you see that story, Bro Shaka? Because yeah, I would have to read into that and see the details. My brain work a certain type of way. I have to get the facts and details of a case before I even try to comment on a situation. So I don't know. On it B22 said, Rose, hi Rose, big up yourself, Rose Reynolds, big up yourself, sis. They fight at Queens now. Yeah, I'm sure times have changed. Rose, them kids here nowadays. It was in Atlanta, Boshaka. Remember to like up the live, guys. That means you are holy when you fight. Rose. I don't know why them call that area that the holy ground, you know. I don't know. When the reverend lady, the sister lady, she could know some. Those were the days, the good old days. But yeah. So I don't know what systems they have in place in Jamaica now as far as discipline and just the structure of what they do to decrease fighting, to decrease negative behaviors. But again, I said my first thing is, if you are going to be entering this school, this institution, you have to sign a contract, whatever you want to call a contract, a social contract, whatever, both parents and children. Most of the times the parents get to sign all these paperwork, right? But the children need to sign it too, need to see, right, what the expectations are. And this contract here has to be a daily thing. Let's talk about behaviors, guys. You know, in school we have the different subjects: ELA, English language arts, whatever you want to call it, maths, science, social studies. all the different subjects coming in from elementary school slash primary school and moving on into high school, right? But I think that they need to add to the curriculum a subject where it just deals or with behaviors, right? So you can have your ELA, your English class, your math class, but you need to have some type of class too that deals with behaviors, right? Some type of moral focus, because some of the schools here in New York, they, well, especially the charter schools, right? The public charter schools. And the reason why parents love to send their children, right? A lot of parents here in the United States like to send their children, to private schools or to these charter schools. They have as part of their curriculum a moral compass to it, moral focus. So initially, as you enter the school as a kindergartner, right? You are learning about good morals, characters. You're learning about respect. You're learning about wisdom. You're learning about all these different things, empathy and integrity, right? And it is a subject. So you're doing this as if you're doing English or math. And it's been carried on from grade to grade. So if you go to a school that's from kindergarten to fifth grade, you're learning about this every day. And as you grow, and even when you go to middle school, the upper elementary, which is fifth, sixth, and seventh, you're learning this. And guess what? It teaches you good characters, right? It's teaching you how to behave. So it's not just about academics, not just about academics. You have to have something that teaches you how to behave, how to handle situations, how to handle conflict resolution. So this is embedded into you. All right. They need to have that in Jamaica, in all the schools, and especially in the inner city areas. All right. Hey, what's happening? Right, people with bouncy castles. That's good. Wow, sense be talked on the internet. Thank you, Jarvis. And then your parents should be teaching you every day how to treat other people. So Carrie Chapman says your parents, yes, definitely your parents. But remember, you spend most of the times in school, so the school can also do that as well. Remember, school is there to educate you, right? The children are in school a lot of the time, from like what, 8 o'clock, 7:30, all the way to the evening. So as a subject, you should be learning about how to behave, right? And this will help to cut down all the fights, right? There has to be incentives for good behaviors in the schools. I don't know if Jamaica have a real behavior, like a system wide behavioral system, where like an incentive system, right? Kids growing up, they do good things. Guess what? Give them a reward, pat them on the back, give them praises, let them know, right? So we're talking about positive behaviors. All right, guys. So once they do something good, and guys, and I'm talking about this works, okay? It works. And in the hood boogerish school, whatever you want to call it, in the inner city, in the bad areas, them, this work. And I always tell the kids them, please learn how to code switch. Code switch. Code switch. Code switch. So it don't matter if you come from the ghetto, you come from the hood, you come from the inner city. Learn how to switch it off. Switch that crap off. You come into the school, switch it off. Know when to turn it off. You enter school, pull up your pants. Learn how to speak properly, right? Learn how to switch it off. Not because you're from the ghetto, not because you may come from an environment where you hear a lot of cuss language, you see fights, you see, violence. Our children are, they see a lot of things that we don't even know, that the teachers don't even know, right? But don't let your environment, don't let the environment where you come from entails what you become as an adult, as a young child, right? So you teach them how to code switch from young. You see them talking, slangs like, hello, cut it out. Speak properly. Do we speak like that here? No, switch it off. Pull your pants up. And you have to be consistent with these, consistent. And when they're doing good, praise them, give them rewards, have an incentive system in the classroom, make it a school wide thing. Children, they love praises, they love to be rewarded, right? So have this type of a system that you come up with, like rewards, like if they do certain things, and then they get, maybe you may have a free day where for a few hours they get to have a little get together part, something in the classroom. The teacher can also have her own incentive system for those students. Maybe you have a student with behavioral problems where they just get into fights, so you may need to have an individual system for that student that is different from the entire class. Like, okay, if you complete this assignment, right, within a certain amount of time, it could be a daily incentive depending on the behavior of the child. It could be a weekly incentive, right? Create, like, if you do this, then you'll get that, right? For those rowdy kids, for the loud rowdy kids, right? We have those. For those ones who want to be the class clowns, the ones that seek attention, these are some good traits that they have. They have leadership qualities, because if they can get, the kids, they want to say the bad kids, if they can get a group of kids to follow them and do all these bad deeds, turn that around into something good. Tell them you have good leadership skills. I want you to do this. Let them be the classroom helper. Give them something to do in the classroom. So you don't have to be all rough and tough on them all the time as educators, right? These kids, they're seeking attention. They just are seeking love. They may not have that at home. We can control, as teachers, you guys can control, the schools can control what happens in the home for the most part, right? But when they come to the school, there are so many things that you can do with these children, right? Jarvis says, real talk right there. Dress smart, open doors, pull out chairs, easy on the swears. Yes, exactly. You may come from a home where your parents cuss, every other word is a curse word. That doesn't mean that you should pick up that habit, right? That doesn't mean that you should come to school cursing and swearing, right? Even if you do it on the outside, learn how to switch up, right? Learn how to be respectful. There's no love with my brothers, only destruction. Bro, Shaka, me know that's so. When them a behave badly in the chat, some of them, honey be, yes, put them in timeout if they don't want to behave. Guys, please be respectful in the chat. Thank you. Um, am I South African, Alina? No, I'm from Jamaica. John says my family is South African. Okay. Why is that, John? Yes, Kerry Chapman says, why is that? Most you can spend on your child is time. Yes, Jarvis. If you're want to be a lot of spammers, please double tap on the screen, like up the live, please double tap. Like, I mean, YouTube is working overtime. Double tap on the screen, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. So guys, we are coming up with solutions for these types of behaviors in school. We want to decrease these behaviors in the school. John G. Let me get. It's what John G. has said. Man, he said, oh, so, and are being hunted down and killed. Oh gosh. Let me see if I am missing anything. John, how come most black people cause more harm than good? Why do you say that, John? Honeybee, them help your algorithm. Some leave somebody. Right, Honeybee? True that. Double tap on the screen, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Have you guys subscribed to the channel? So again, we are talking about solutions here for the schools. So school admins, Ministry of Education, the principals, teachers, get in here, get in here. These are some things, and especially for the schools in Jamaica. And I'm talking from experience here because, again, New York schools, we deal with all sorts of behaviors, right? In New York schools, you know, children from the most inner cityest place, all right? So, and these are things that work, all right? And there has to be a great relationship between the school and home, between the teachers and the parents, right? There has to be open communication. You guys are working together as a team, right? For the betterment of that student, right? The aim is to have a decent, productive members of society, scholars who are successful not only when they're in your school, but when they move on, right? When they get to higher grades, when they get to college, then in life, you know, when they're there in the workforce and all of that, right? So it starts with, as well as, you know, it starts at home and then it continues into school, but you have to have a great relationship. So teachers, you have to communicate with the parents, you have to communicate with the teachers. So for that to happen, and the recommendation is to have a school wide communication system, right? That parents can get or reach out to the teachers, to the staff members at any time, and vice versa. The schools can communicate with the parents at any time, right? So there has to be one set system for that. Here in the United States, you know, there are apps, you know, everything is technology right now. They have the Remind system, you have School Connect, you have Class Dojo. I mean, these are free apps to download, and everyone in the school is connected to that one app. So if there's anything happening in the school, there's communication right away. If the school building, if the admin wants to communicate with the entire school body, whether the parents or the parents and the teachers all at once, it's in that one system. You know, there should be that constant communication, that immediate communication, right? And as teachers, you guys have to make sure you have that communication with the parents, and the parents, you can reach the teachers at any given time, right? So that has to happen. So Jarvis says, are Jamaican kids in Jamaica better behaved than New York kids in New York? Better behave, I mean, everywhere there are challenges, right? Children, you know, there are challenges in children everywhere you go, any country, anywhere you go. You have children who are well behaved. Some children, they have behavioral issues, whether it be by, I don't want to say choice, but there are some children who have some type of a disability, so that kind of affects their behavior and their academics. And yes, by choice, because some students choose that because of their environment where they're from, right? But we can help to change that, right? Because we want to build positive students who are positive, right? Their academics are up there, they are performing at their best, right? And again, we have to think about children. Your best is different from my best, is different from his best, right? Maybe your best is an A, maybe his best is a B, right? So the aim is to, of course, meet the children at their academic needs, right? Make sure they are at their maximum potential, right? LL Woman Band, Bronx Nurse. Hi, Bronx Nurse. She says, hey, First Lady and viewers. Big up, Mr. Handsome. Hi. Okay. Welcome, Bronx Nurse. Annie VD. Big up yourself, my sister. Yeah, big up, big up, big up. We're gonna give them some advice in here. That is absolutely necessary for the greater goods of the students. Yes. So we're thinking about talking about solutions here for those who are just coming on the live. Please double tap on the screen. We're talking about children, the behavior. More specifically, I'm analyzing that video that has gone viral with one of the a little girl being beaten up. First you saw like an older girl, because she's much taller, she was pulling that child away from the crowd to get her away, but you know, crowd of kids, the girl went over, she stomped her, the little girl fell, and she just started pouncing on her. And again, the father of that child that was gotten beaten up, he posted the video in hopes of getting help. So he's seeking answers, I guess, from the school. He's seeking answers from the Ministry of Education there in Jamaica. He's even looking for any legal ramifications that he can get, right? To give him some type of a justice. And again, fights do happen in schools. So we're just talking about solutions that can be put in place to decrease these behaviors. Decrease these behaviors. Good morning, my lady. Emmanuel, good morning. Where are you? We said morning. It's morning where you are. Hi, Bright Bafori says good evening. How are you doing? I am doing great. Thank you. I'm doing great. So again, when you have a school-wide, again, I don't know how it is out there in Jamaica, how parents, because it seems this father seems as if he didn't even know, maybe he didn't even get a phone call from the school that this happened. I mean, the fight did look like it didn't happen on the school grounds. They weren't inside of the school or inside of any of the classrooms. It appears to be on the outside. Not sure if it's the schoolyard or somewhere on the street, but it seems like he wasn't notified by the school or anything. So this parent here is just seeking help, seeking answers. Like, my daughter was being stomped, beaten. He needs help. That was his outcry. And of course, you know, social media, everyone has their opinions on how they would handle that situation. You know, some parents are up in arms, like they would attack the child, you know, the aggressor, and what they would do and all of that. I mean, this doesn't really help, because you're an adult now. You're going to go fight another kid. I don't know, you know. So again, we're coming up with real solutions as what has to take place. And it starts from home, of course. Parents, you have to teach your children good morals, good values, good behavioral skills, and all of that. When they enter school, of course, it's the school responsibility as well, right? So you can't blame, like, oh, the school must do this and the parents. Oh, everyone has a responsibility, right? And also the students themselves. You need to know how to act and behave yourselves. But there are things that need to be put in place, again, to decrease these behaviors. And if it's going to happen on school grounds or around the school, there are things that the schools can do, right, these policymakers in the education, these principals, these school buildings, admins, the whole ministry themselves, there are things that they need to put in place, right, to decrease these types of behaviors in our children. Everyone has to play a part. Hi, Valerie Douglas. Big up yourself. She says, good evening, First Lady Davidson and everyone. Oh, Jarvis says you're in a swimming pool watching at 2 a.m. Okay. Where do you live? This dazzling lady is so boss. The answer is more teachers like you made. Who tell us I'm a teacher? I'm just giving advice. Okay, so you guys, Ministry of Education out there in Jamaica, teachers, principal, only can come, hire me. Hire me as a consultant. Joe may I make, but you guys can take these pointers. Good ideas for the school system. I agree. Yes, Bronx nurse. I mean, we have to start somewhere, you know. These children are coming into the school sometimes from broken homes, right? From parents who some of them don't even know better. And you see, these parents are younger and younger and younger, so they are not teaching these children how to behave in a proper way. So now the schools have a bigger job to do, right? While these children are in their care. So again, I don't know, it seems as if this particular fight happened during after school hours. I'm not sure. They weren't in a classroom. They were outside. Not sure if they're outside in the street or the schoolyard. But you know, we have to work on these children's behaviors, right? We have to. We need to. Edwin Christopher, what's up? Big up yourself again, Jacqueline Ellis. Care Chapman says, bring the bells back. No, you don't have to go that route of that corporal punishment where you beat kids. I don't know. Do you? What do you guys think? No. What do you guys think? So back in the days when we were going to school, right? Here in the United States of America, you cannot do that because they will call CPS and all and Child Protective Service and everybody on you. So you cannot do that. Period. You can't do that in the homes. You can't do that at school. So it's like a double-edged sword, right? So you as a parent, you want to discipline your child, but there are certain things that you cannot do. You can't beat these kids, and these kids know their rights. They will call the popo on you. All right. And why do you feel like you need to be physical with these kids to get some kind of positive output? There are different ways, you know, because in this day and age with the devices, just punish them by taking away the internet. Take with them phone, take with them iPad. A lot of them are on social media, ban them, put them in timeout. You talk about timeout. No, take away the devices. They will go crazy without them. All right, take away them phones because some of these children, you know, they feel entitled. We didn't grow up with no phones or anything, and we survived. But these kids them feel say they are entitled to a phone. Of course, as parents, you know, you give them the phone just in case they need to contact you and all of that. All right. But you not behaving yourself, you getting into fights, you're not getting good grades, you can do better. No, you're not getting that phone. You're not getting, so you take away whatever you know that they love. Take it away. That's punishment for them right there. You don't have to hit them. No. Take that away because, you know, everybody, when you can't stay away from the phones, the social media, that's punishment enough. Take the devices away and you will see. All right. And say it and mean it, guys. There has to be consequences for their behaviors. Don't let them get away with it. You want to fight? Then guess what? No, you're not getting this, that. Take it away. All right. Jarvis says, can you come and run Europe for us? Europe, I don't know. You guys are should be fine, right? They should swap. The parents go to the school and the bully kid go to work. Who is that? I can't I don't know your name. It's in some different type of a language there. Lucy said some of the children are exposed too early. They don't even behave like children anymore. Yeah, some of these kids nowadays. Jarvis say you give me teacher vibes. And the same person here who I can't read your name, it says some kids are just naturally terrorists, born with it. How do we fix this? Oh my goodness. So yeah, facts, first lady, not all kids willing to do, so that's a life sentence. Not all kids nowadays, kids will fight back no matter what. There are children, right, who displays more challenges than others, right? And this is where you're going to have to figure out, maybe this child needs some type of a help. I don't know, need some extra help, extra loving. And this is where in the schools, you have all these different resources, right? Because as parents, sometimes, you can't even manage with these kids. So yes, I agree, Angela. You have some real kids that have some real problems, right? The behaviors are out of this world. They're not listening. They want to fight you off too, right? So I agree with that. What is the solution for these children? Report it to them doctor. So the first step is report these types of behaviors to the doctors, their pediatrician. You see these type of behaviors in the children, especially the younger children, and this is where you get to nip it in the bud before they get older, and you can't manage because them get big and strong, right? Nip it in the bud. You see, and this is, and even with the development, right? This is how you try to get help and intervention for these children at a young age. If you see something, say something, right? So, this goes a far way, right? As parents, see something, say something. As children, instead of you standing there watching the fight and all of that, I mean, don't get involved. I mean, if you could try to pull the child away from, then, but go grab an adult. Most of them were there just taking photos, video recording the fight. No one. I don't know what happened after that in that little snippet that we saw that was released to social media. But all the kids were just standing there. Most of them, right? What to do? But do you encourage these children to go in and try to part the fight, and then next thing them get involved in the fight too, and then they get the bad end of the stick, them end up getting beat up and hurt, playing the good Samaritan? What do these kids do? See something, say something, go grab an adult, find somebody to try to break it up, to try to stop it, right? So teach them that type of mentality. As far as these more challenging children who have these challenging behavior, you notice it as a parent, don't just let it slide. Some of these parents think that, oh, it's cute in the beginning, right? When the kids are sassy and they say certain things, you think it's cute. When you see those types of behaviors where they're hitting you back, you laugh, right? You see them hitting other kids, oh yeah, beat them up. No, it's not cute to nip those types of behaviors in the bud. You see them type of behavior, report it to the pediatrician, tell them like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe that child needs to be evaluated. I don't know, right? Report it, say something. say something to the school. You know, this is where you have the communication between home and school. That has to be in place. It has to be a school-wide system, right? And even in the classrooms as well, these teachers have to have that communication with parents. You have to have that, build that good relationship, right? The parents can't be combative, the teachers can't be combative. The child has poor behavior. As a teacher, you should be able to either use your school-wide system, to communicate with the parent. Okay, Johnny's not having a great day today. He just hit a student, blah, blah, blah. You let the parents know. The parents could respond right away, right? These are apps, right, that you entering into the school, this is what you need to have. Again, there's School Connect that we use. There are Class Dojos apps. There Remind apps. There's all these different apps that you guys can use as a school, right? So the principals figure out which communication system y'all gonna be using. Emails, yeah, of course you can provide your emails, of course, but there's an app. People are always on their phone. An app that everyone has to download, has to put on their system. You enter that school, this is it, right? Communicate with the teacher. The parent, you as parents, don't get all defensive. You know, you have to have that, you know, it's a teamwork here, right? Between parents, between home and school, right? So it can be that combative behavior where the parents are like, my kid ain't that, maybe there's another student, maybe no, communicate, right? If you see something, communicate with each other. Remember, the end result is to have that great student, to be that productive student. I don't know, to have that student, right, who is successful, right? Academics, behavior, and they move on to higher heights and become successful adults, right? That's the aim right there. And parents need to see that, the school needs to see that, and work together as a team. Again, you see these types of behaviors in the students that are out of this world, you have to notice it as parents and do something about it. Nowadays, they're evaluating these children. Is it a good thing? I mean, you have pros and cons. Maybe there's something else going on with this child. But if you notice something, the behaviors of your child, speak to the pediatrician, speak to the school. Maybe the school notice it as well, and they can create or have options. Maybe the child needs to be evaluated. Maybe the child needs to get an individualized education plan, right? Maybe the child has to get maybe some special education services, right? But you have to say something. And with these services, they can handle the behavior. They'll create plans for these children, right? But you have to say something, right? Again, school and home, there has to be that communication between school, and you guys have to be on the same page. So all the parents them want, oh, my kid don't do that, and the boogie yaganist, leave that outside the door, please. Please, please, please. Exactly, they need to start discipline from early. Yes, honeybee. Jarvis says, outside of differently abled people, mostly is parenting at the 1 to 2 development age. It's hard, but it just takes 100% repetition and time, and you can't sleep, you can't hide. Be a parent. Exactly, Jarvis. Exactly, Jarvis. Let me see. So again, it starts from early. You have to start from young, right? Start from young. You see these kids with the behavioral problems, say to the doctor, let's see what we can do to help. Say to the school, if they see things, communicate it, right? You guys have to have that open communication, all right? So again, school, have your social contract with those incoming families. You come into the school, you come into my school as school builders. When they say you come into my school, these are the expectations, academically wise, behavior wise, that you guys are signing, not just the parent, the child. And from a young age, the child will learn this is what you need to do. You do your schoolwork. Don't fight. Don't hit. And then inside the classroom, as teachers, you create your own little contract. You create your classroom rules. You create, you want to have structure in the classroom, right? It is the one teacher versus 20-something kids or 30-something kids or whatever. You can't have this uproar or this confusion. No, sit your little self down. You're not calling out. You use hand signals. There's no talking, right? Use the signals. There are so many things, visuals that you can use in the classroom. And this goes for the smaller kids from pre-K all the way up to high school. Use signals. You're not getting up for it. No reason at all. You have to create that structure. You have to create that rules, right? You're the head of the classroom. You are the head. And teachers have that relationship with your students, whether it's the most challenging students, the well-behaved students have that relationship, right, with the students. And again, create your incentive system, right? You're trying to garnish positive behaviors. You're trying to decrease the negative behaviors. So those children who are the most challenging ones, create jobs for them. Let them feel like they're needed, because these children, sometimes they hear a lot of negative things towards them. Oh, you're bad. You're so rude. You're mean. You're a bully. These kids have leadership skills in them. Try to hone on to them and let them do things around the classroom. Things that, are productive. Try to take away those negative things that they do and create jobs for them to do in the classroom. We have to have extracurriculum activities where the kids can participate in, not just academics, guys. Things that they could do. So create different clubs that these children can join. And again, inside the classroom, you have to have structure. You have to be consistent. Say it and mean it. You fight, that's automatic suspension. Mean it. There should be consequences for every behavior that is negative, right? Consequences. And again, is that constant communications. You have to have your expectations. Set the bar high. Set the expectations high. Be consistent, So teachers, the classroom management, you have to be tight. You can deal with the toughest of kids and them sit there. They sit themselves down. They behave well. You don't have kids getting up, walking around, doing all of that. Remember, you have to look at it. One of you with a whole bunch of sisters. So you have to have that structure. All right. In that classroom, you have to have that leadership. You cannot have chaos. All right. So these are things that has to be put in place to decrease these behavior, decrease these fights. Again, fighting, you get suspended. You cannot come back to the school unless you and your parents show up. There's going to be meetings there. There are consequences, and you have to stick to those, guys. You have to stick. And again, this is not going to happen over time. So there are things that are in place. And for those children, those challenging children, get them evaluated if needs be. And if not, then in the schools, you have to have someone there that's there for the behaviors, right? You have the teachers, you have the admin staff and all of that. But you have to have someone there that is there just for behaviors, right? Maybe these children need counseling, in-school counseling, some behavioral specialists. So if, they have that at-risk counseling in the school, to address these behavioral issues when they arise. And these peoples are sometimes they're like mentors to these children. So you'll have that mentorship program inside the school for those challenging kids. But you have to put the work in. Parents, put the work in. The schools, they have to put the work in as well. And again, you have to be consistent, and you have to set the expectations high, say it and mean it, be consistent, and hold everyone accountable, children accountable. You do something, there's going to be a consequence for your behavior. You're not just going to come in here, be a booga yaga, and feel like you could fight and do all of that and just get away with it. No, it doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, right? So teachers, you have to build relationships with your students. All of them. All of them. All of them. There are things that you can do for the most challenging behaviors, for the most poorest socioeconomic background, for the kids them that are in the hood. Yes, for the kids them in the deepest inner city, in the trenches. All right. There are so many things that you guys can do to get these children to be on that positive pathway. Yeah. So many things that the schools can do, that, the Ministry of Education or the Board of Ed, whatever you call it in your country, can do to decrease these behaviors. All right. So we just have to work together. Again, parents and the teachers, home and school, there has to be that communication. And you have to be a team. You can't be against each other, right? Because the outcome, we want the best for our children. We want the best. LL1 Woman Band says, let's remind us as parents that school starts at home. So we have to do our part. Yes, definitely. We have to do our part as teachers. We have to do our part as parents, before children, as I stated earlier, enter school. The parents are the first teachers, right? So you can't just rely on the teachers alone for discipline, right? You have to start that at home. You can't spoil the kids. No spoiling the kids. No, you have to be consistent and just continue. I know sometimes you try your best as parents, and these children, them just, peer pressure and everything, the environment where they're from, you just have to just work your hardest with them. Work your hardest with them. And just work with the school, right? To work with the school. You love my accent? Okay. Think you're in the wrong job made to be a principal. Jarvis. Well, I'm very well experienced in the education system. So I know my thing. All right. I know a thing or two, Jarvis, but thank you for the compliments. Yeah, so there are so many things that the schools can do, right? The kids are outside of the homes for many hours, right? They're in school. So as the leadership team, as the principals, the ministry, there are things that you guys can put in place to decrease these behavior in these children, decrease these behaviors. And again, as Bronx Nurse says, it starts from home. So from they're young, instill in them good morals, good values. And as I said, I don't know if some of you heard, some of you were trickling in. Please incorporate some type of a moral subject, right? Subject where they learn how to have good morals, right? So besides the English, the math, the social studies, the science, when they're in the younger grades and moving on to high school, the different sciences, chemistry, physics and all of that, POB, POA, accounting and all of that. Besides the academics, we have to teach our kids good character, right? So you have to incorporate that. So yeah, Jamaica, we have to incorporate that. So from they enter school age, they are not just learning how to add and subtract, take away, how to write sentences, how to write paragraphs, how to cite evidence, how to go back to the text to get details to support their answers and all of that, how to test prep and all of that, right? Teach them good morals. That has to be a subject in itself. So every day they're learning how to be better humans being, and you're learning this from you enter school. So from kindergarten moving up to the first grade, you're already instilling this in the students, and it works here. And a lot of the private schools have that, a lot of the charter schools, and this is why parents send their children to these types of schools, because not only are they learning the academics, they're learning about characters, having good characters. So you're teaching them about having respect. So every month you could have some different type of moral focus value that, so you have that teacher there specifically to teach, right, that subject, how to be nice to each other, how to be kind. Again, this should be part of the curriculum, right? So you're teaching this every day. So these children, this will decrease the negative behaviors, right? Because you're learning conflict resolution. And again, you're learning this from your young. And this is going on with you all the way up to high school. So before you start to think about fighting, you're going to say to yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choice? Right? Am I showing wisdom right here? Am I showing respect if I'm standing cursing in front of my peers or in front of the teacher? You're going to question, you're going to think about these things first before, because you're learning about these different things. You're learning about gratitude, right? So every month you can have a virtue that you focus on. 1 month could be on respect. You learn what respect is, how to show respect, what it looks like, sound like, right, in the classroom. The parents are aware of this because communication, again, this is a school-wide thing. So the parents know about the different virtues. They get the daily information from the teachers about what kids are learning. You're getting updates from the principal, the school board. Okay, this month, it is a part of the curriculum. This month, we're learning about respect. What does respect mean? You have, and so you're going to show respect based on the grade level. So maybe for a first grader, respect means to raise your hand before you get up to walk around the classroom. Ask the teacher, can I get up? Can I go to my book bag to get my pencil? Right? Another show of respect. Not screaming, not yelling, not speaking while someone else is talking. You're listening. You're being attentive, right? You're not calling out. You're not fighting. All of that, right? So if you instill all these values into these children from their young, and if it's a daily thing, this is a big way to decrease negative behaviors and to increase positive. You're teaching children about integrity, right? That's a big one. Doing the right thing when no one is watching, being honest, right? So these kids, it's being embedded into them on a daily basis. It's a part of a subject area, right? You're teaching them these things. We are going to have better human beings, right? We're going to have these children who can sit down, who can be respectful, who can show gratitude. That's another one that's a big thing. Be grateful to your parents, grateful for the teachers, grateful for what you have. Showing gratitude, right? Have the children write about it. Encouragement. There's this big thing, bullying is a huge thing, so of course you have to have that. It should be a zero tolerance for bullying, right? Zero tolerance. And you make sure you tell them children this, and the parents, zero tolerance, right? And you have to have workshops. Schools, bringing the parents, you have to be involved, have the community involved with the schools, right? Invite the parents, have workshops, have bullying workshop, have workshop with the children. When you have your little assemblies, right? You pick one of these things, what bullying looks like, what you should, there are so many things that you can do, right, to stop or decrease these negative behaviors, to promote positive behaviors in schools. And again, the communication has to be there between home and school. Parents have to know what's going on. The parents, you have to let the teachers know. And you guys should be working as partners, in partnership with each other, right? Not against each other. Because the outcome is for the students to be great students and to reach their maximized potential. That is the outcome there that we are all aiming to have, right? Come on, guys, please, like workshops. Yeah, want to be definitely workshops, definitely recommended. Call the parents, and some of these parents, they need help. You know, some parents may need parenting classes, and some of these parents are receptive to it. They just need the help, right? Sometimes they just need for you to reach out to them. Care says, do you think the quality of teacher training has to be looked at so they are equipped to deal with a troubled kid? Definitely, for sure, Care. Definitely. And so they have different specialties of teachers, right? You have here in the United States, they have teachers that teach general education. You have also the teachers that teach special education. So they're certified, they're licensed, right? So the special education teachers, they're more well equipped to deal with students with the behavior problems, right? Because, they get more education on that, dealing with that. So yes, and teaching is an ongoing thing, is a lifelong thing. The teachers here, I trust the teachers here in the United States. They get the best, the brightest, and it's ongoing learning. So you have your teachers, trust me, they go through some rigorous training, and it's ongoing. Okay, I don't know how it is in Jamaica, but yes, the teacher Jamaican, the education system in Jamaica, as far as academic wise, it's good, right? Especially when I was going there, and they normally compare the teachings in Jamaica versus if the kids migrated here in the United States. I have to big up Jamaica on that. Academic wise, they are good, right? But we have to work on the behaviors of children everywhere. All right, and Jamaica, they need some behavior school-wide system, right, to work on those bad behaviors. Honeybee says there are so many tools and resources, yet there are still so many issues. It's sad. Yes, an ongoing thing, Honeybee. It's just ongoing, and we, as parents and as educators, they all need to work together and try different things, right? Try different things. Ever heard of the country Wales? Yes, Dylan. Hi, Sindrine Harris. Big up yourself, sis. Hi, Kingsley. Big up, big up. Tommy S. Anybody seen Pert Birkins? Who is that? Big up yourself, Sandrine. Hi, sis. Remember to like up the live, guys. Double tap on the screen. Double tap on the screen. Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. We have 72. Thumbs up. Thank you. Make sure you guys are giving me a thumbs up. Eman, Daddy. Nick Enterprise says good morning. Oh, it's good morning for you. It's morning for you. Right now it's 8:46 p.m. where I'm at. Let me see. Light says, why do children's behavior need to be modified so much? Let the adults correct themselves, not gather against children's developing minds. What do you mean by that? Why do children's behavior need to be modified? I mean, if the child is being disruptive, right, to the learning experience, which affects not only that child, but all the other children in the classroom, what do you do? So picture it. So you gotta picture it this way. You have a disruptive child. You have your child there in school, right? And you have this child who is constantly being disruptive to the learning process. The teacher is there, he or she is teaching the class, the children are there to learn, but then you have this disruptive child. What do you do? The child is there, so there's no learning taking place, or there is a disruption of learning. So the teacher is there probably teaching and has to be stopping every second, redirecting, right, that behavior. So it's interrupting. So not only are you having a loss of time of the teaching and the learning process, right? So the other students who are there to learn or who are trying to be attentive, their learning is being disrupted by the student. What do you do? What do you do? So you're saying, why do children behavior need to be modified? If a student is being disruptive, there has to be some type of a change made, some type of an action, some type of an intervention to get that child to be on the course of learning, right? Because remember, the end goal is you're in school, you're learning, you don't go to school, guess what? They'll come knocking at your door. Where's the child? That's against the law, right? The children have to be in school. CPS will be knocking at the door. The school will go knocking at the door. You will get some type of a truancy letter. They will call the authorities if you're missing from school for a number of time, at least here in the United States. Please subscribe to the channel, First Lady Davidson. Thank you, Cecile. Hi, Vivian Johnson. Big up yourself, sis. Big up yourself, my nice clean cuz, Cecile. Bigging up for Vivian. Do I have kids, Jarvis? Yes, I have twins, boy and girl. So I hope I answered your question. Like, so the adults are there to, you know, teach, to guide our children, right? Whether it be the pair or parents, whether it be the child's parent, or whether it be the school authorities, right? But at the end of the day, unfortunately, there are some children with more challenging behavior that we have to address, right? You have to address it. You can't just let it just stay there, because then it's going to get worse and the child is going to get older and it's going to get worse if you don't nip it in the bud. So there has to be some type of an intervention there from the adult, right, to that child. Are there any questions, guys? So yes, so you know, we're talking about, you know, behaviors in schools, fights and all of that. We're coming up with solutions where, you know, schools can, right? You're not in the homes with these children. So for the parents, you need to make sure you're doing the right thing. You're teaching these children right from wrong from the get-go, from the beginning, from they're young. Nip all those behaviors, unacceptable behaviors, those inappropriate behaviors, those inappropriate thoughts, everything. Nip it in the bud from they are young, because once they get older, it's going to be harder, right? It's going to be hard. And for the parents who they try their best, but the children are still, right? They still want to do their own thing. They turn out to be something that you didn't want them to be, right? The behaviors are just out of control because there are parents like that, right? You do your very best, right? We can talk to the different types of parents, different type of parenting. So for the parents who have done their best, they do their best, right, to instill good values, good morals in their children, and them still just turn out to be, something that you don't want them to be. You have done your best, right? So just pray for them, and just hopefully they'll wake up one day and decide to just turn around their behavior, right? Do your best. Just continue to work with the school, communicate with the school, try to get them help, right? Because sometimes they may need some outside help that you cannot do on your own. So they may need counseling, they may need evaluation to see what else is going on with them, right? Make sure that you seek whatever help that you can get, whatever interventions that you can get for your child. Make sure that you are doing everything possible to help that child. So again, it may have to come from outside source. They may need counseling, whether in school, which the school should create some type of at-risk type of program inside the school for those troubled children. So your child may get in-school counseling, because school will create that type of a system, right? So if you haven't done that, schools, that's one solution that you can have inside your school. Make sure you have someone specifically to handle behavioral issues. So yes, you have the teachers and you have the admin, but have someone in the school that deals specifically with behavioral problems. So have a behavioral specialist, right? So that's their job. The child may need outside counseling, so maybe you have counseling on the outside of school as well to help with your child. As parents, you see a problem, try to rectify it, right? Talk to the school, seek out help for your children, right? And again, kids know how to code switch, like I said earlier. Not because you're from the ghetto, you're from the hood, you're from the inner city, doesn't mean that you have to behave that way. Not because maybe you're inside your household, it's troubling. Code switch. And parents, these are just children, so you have to set a good example for them, right? And not because you parents, you're from the hood, you're from the inner city, you're from the ghetto, not because you're from there, that doesn't mean that your child has to be bad, labeled as bad or horrible or bad behaving, right? You learn, know right from wrong, so do better. And if you need help as a parent as well, maybe some of these parents need parenting classes, seek that, right? There are so many resources out there, right? So many resources out there. They must be the most well-behaved kids in history. All these kids, and a lot of these kids, it don't matter how much you try as a parent. Some of these kids, they're just troubling, and you just have to work hard. You just have to work with them. Jarvis says, my kids hate technology Laugh out loud. Think I've done well so far. That's good. That's good. And you have made some good pointers, Jarvis. So you sound experienced. So good job. Just keep up the good work with them. Night, night, lady boss. I'm off. All right, Jarvis. Thank you, Jarvis, for entering the chat, for being so involved. All right, in our discussion today. Thank you for all your input. And I hope you have subscribed to the channel, Jarvis, because I want to see you again. Thumbs up, the like, share it out to your friends. Thank you for joining, Jarvis. All right, and have a good night. Oh, let's see. Are there any questions? So guys, so the Ministry of Education in Jamaica, teachers, school builders, admin, schools, I've given you guys a lot of solutions, or intervention techniques that you guys can use in your schools, right, to promote positive behavior and get a positive outcome, and at least to decrease the negative behaviors in school, because we're trying to stop these fighting and these violent outbursts and acts from our children. They need us as adults. They need our guidance and protection. And there are things that we as parents and even as the school community, schools can put in place to help these children. Remember, the children are our future. So we need to do everything possible to help them to become great members of society, right? We have to play our part. So, can I help a student? In what way, Hassan? In what way? So remember, guys, to give us a thumbs up the live, guys. Thumbs up the live. Oh my gosh, I've been on here for a while. Over 2 hours. Sindrine says parents need to lead by example. Yes, they do. Most definitely. Most definitely. So before you start having kids, parents, think about it. Children, they need us. They didn't ask to be born, right? Parents. So you have to set a good example. You have to set a good example. So whether you're young parents, some of these young children, they're having children too. So it's like children having children. You may need parenting classes, right? You may need some outside help, but you have to set that tone. You set that tone, actually, because the children are with you first before they even start school. You have to set that tone. You have to instill in them good values. And if you need help, you have to seek out the help, and don't be afraid to ask for help. But you have to be a guiding force for your child, parents. And it doesn't matter where you are from, where you live. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic background. I know it's harder for people living in, the poor communities or living in the inner city. But we know that inner city kids, they succeed as well, right? So as parents, you have to do your best, play your part, and get help if you need help for your child. Get help if you yourself need help in parenting, right? Remember, it takes a community, right? It's a whole community, right? So not just you, it takes a village. You ever hear that saying? It takes a village, right? So everyone has to work together as a team. School, home, the community, like everybody has to be involved and be on the same page, right? So whether you're bad people, as them say in Jamaica, or you come from the uptown, downtown, wherever, like we all should have that one goal, that one aim for our children, right? Cecile said, you're right, too many young mothers out there. Hi, pretty, I'm from Ghana. Hi, Akese Joy. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Thank you. Yeah, there are a lot of young mothers out there, and sometimes they need, teachings themselves. So we just have to do our part, do our best, and again, seek out help, right? Seek help. So I thank you guys for joining the live this evening, this Saturday evening, my sizzling Saturday. I hope you guys got enough information, and I hope all the information that I've instilled, that I've put out there, will help someone, will help you guys. We have to address and speak about these things that are happening in the schools, and not just be ready to attack parents or children. We have to come up with solutions, and I have bestowed upon you guys different solution, different ways, interventions that both parents and the school can take to help to decrease these negative behaviors and promote a more positive one, to ensure that we are developing, right, the students, children that have great values, great morals, right, positive thinking, so that these decrease, right, the behaviors that we don't want to see, decrease the fighting, because now they know how to behave. They're being instilled with the tools, right, from parents and the school, and they are choosing, right, to have a positive outcome. So I'm hoping this live is helpful, and it can helpful. So share it out to the school admins. Share me out, right? Let them, can take the little snippets of the little solutions that I've come up with. I mean, it has worked in the schools up here in New York, in the United States. So Jamaica, I don't know if you guys have any of these intervention practices that I've mentioned, but if you don't, you can take some of my recommendations, or you can holler at your girl, FirstLady Davidson. I'm willing to go more deeper and in depth with you guys. So school builders, the school building admins, principal, the staff, ministry, government, yeah. Holla at your girl, FirstLady Davidson. And big up to my moderators. Thank you guys for joining, my Planka sisters and brothers. Thank you for joining the live, of course. And to the many, many, many viewers, other viewers that are out there that came on the live today. A lot of new faces, a lot of newcomers. Hopefully you guys have subscribed to the channel, FirstLady Davidson over here. Thank you for your participation. And remember to get your fish fry tickets for the Planka event, guys. Yes, I am going to make sure I repost them. They're already on my Facebook page. I'm going to repost them and post them here on YouTube, so you can look into my post by the community section. I'm going to post the flyers. Big up on yourself, guys. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you to, even the silent watchers who are listening, but them don't really comment. I see you guys, I know. I hope you guys have learned. Thank you for your participation again. Big up everybody. Big up on yourself. Bronx nurses, have a restful night and God bless you. Thank you. Are you me like, okay, God of Egypt? Yeah, the fathers are also important to the socialization of children. Yes, so I didn't want to single out anyone, so I've used the word parents. So both mothers and fathers, yes, but we do have a lot of single parent household, which mostly involve the mothers. So again, yes, so fathers, they do need to play a role. So even if you and the mother break up and you guys are not involved again in a relationship with each other, but fathers, there are so many fatherless homes. You have to still play a part in your children's lives, in your son's lives, because a mother, you know, she can raise her son, but she's not a man. So you need that man there to teach that little boy how to become a man, a decent man. And you need the fathers for the girls too, because, you know, the fathers are normally their first love. You know, these little girls need to know how to be treated by men. And you fathers, you have to play that role, that positive role. Mothers, and continue big up on yourself, you know, you guys. Mothers, you know, we hold it down regardless for the most part, most of the time, the mothers. Yes. So big up we. Big up everybody. And we just need to work together. It's teamwork. Teamwork made the dream work. School and home work together. The community, everybody come together, right? Together, everybody come together. So big up on yourself. Have a good night. Enjoy y'all Saturday. Thank you for joining. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. It's your girl, First Lady Davidson. Bye bye.